Hello everybody, I'm here today to play some Titanfall. Yep, it's a bit of a change of scenery from TF2, isn't it? Yeah, it's a pretty different game. Anyway, I'm here to talk about Titanfall actually, rather than, unlike TF2, which I never do talk about TF2, but I'm going to talk about Titanfall because it's a brand new game, it's just out, people are wondering whether or not to buy it from an Origin only exclusive, which is kind of irritating even though Amazon is pretty cool for that kind of stuff. Anyway, I want to talk about how good, how bad, how well they made this game, or how badly they made this game. Things I like, things I don't like, etc. Anyway, I have to keep saying anyway, I want to talk about a few different things. One of which is graphics. As you can see, this game is quite graphically pleasing. This game does what it wants to do well. It looks nice. The guns look nice. The mechs look nice. Everything looks pretty nice. The bat thingies you pass look nice. Even the landscape looks pretty nice, apart from some blank textures I've come across, but I can't complain about that. Well, because I'm not that picky. Anyway, apart from that, there is also the thing that everyone else wants to talk about, which is the gameplay itself. The gameplay itself is pretty smooth. Yeah, it's actually surprisingly, like, you know, it's not clunky. It's pretty fast. You have a fair amount of fun with it, and they pack so much different things into this one game. Like, for example, the guns, obviously, the FPS aspect, which is what everyone expected. The mechs are actually really well fleshed out with the different types of mechs, with the customization of the mechs, picking certain guns that you can have as a soldier, that you can have as a mech, which is pretty awesome. There's all these different cool fleshed out aspects of the mechs, and most of them are well received. Now, of course, there are other aspects that are in it, like there is this kind of assassin thing that's in it, because you can get a cloak as one of your abilities, which is actually pretty well fleshed out, because there's this whole assassination thing, and because you can jump around the place and run around the place, you can just jump up behind these guys and snap their necks and kill them all. And it's actually like, it's almost like a stealth mechanic, but it's not really like fleshed out enough to be a stealth mechanic. It's fleshed out for an FPS, obviously, but it's not fleshed out enough to be like its own like stealth mechanic in itself, which I don't really mind really. It as what I said, it's an FPS. You kind of expect limited amounts from it, considering how many there have been and how many of them are the same, and how this one is actually different, which I quite like. Now, there are a few things I don't like about this game, particularly the cards. I have no freaking idea why they put in the cards. Like, literally, when you play the game and you unlock achievements, they give you cards that slightly improve certain aspects, like makes you run faster, makes you have more life, makes your mech come in faster, gives you better guns, well, slightly better, like the same gun you already have, but like it's slightly faster or slightly stronger, which, in my opinion, is the most useless of them all. But they're all pretty pointless and useless, and all don't really seem to have like a use in the game, and it seems like they just kind of shoehorned it in there, and I don't know why they even put it in. I'd say it would have been a better game without it, because like people could have ignored it. It would have been better. Another thing I don't like about this game is the AI. The AI is not that great. I'm not talking about the mechs. When you get out of the mech and there's an auto mech, it's not that bad. It's a bit like a sentry, almost, because the mech doesn't really like moving. He just kind of keeps spinning around looking for enemies, which isn't that bad in fairness. The AI that annoys me is the grunt AI. Now, when you enter the game, every single time there is going to be a crap ton of grunts, and they just eat bullets. That's all they ever do. People just shoot them and they die. They actually, on multiple occasions, even in this game, have ignored me, run past me, and kept going. Like, I do not understand why I do understand it's probably for the lesser used to FPS players who want to get good at the game and they want to get experience quickly, and it's just that actually like the fastest way I've ever seen in FPS to get experience. I'm like level 15 after like an hour of playing it, 2 hours of playing it, because of all the grunts I've killed pointlessly. It just seems like they put them in there either to make it easier or to make it more immersive. But if it was to make it more immersive, they failed. Sorry to say. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about was the story. The story is alright. I didn't really expect the story to be alright, considering it's from the good founders of Call of Duty, Respawn Entertainment, which, by the way, is the two founders of Call of Duty after the whole lawsuit thing with Activision after they fired them. It got messy, and then they had to leave and make Respawn Entertainment with EA, which is kind of funny because it's in full circle, because they were originally they originally made the old World War II Medal of Honors, which is kind of funny because, like, you know, they're back with EA again. And it seems like I forgot this topic I was on the bit originally. Anyway, the story, the story is not that great. The story is quite short, but I didn't expect it to be long. I'm happy it's short, because if it was long, I'd probably get sick of it very, very, very quickly. The bones of it is, it's the militia, who have mechs, versus the ICS, who also have mechs. That's pretty much it. There's all these different things they bring up about how they need these valuable factories or raw materials, but in fairness, I don't know, maybe some of you guys care, but you just do not care about any of the stuff they talk about in this game. Like, the fun part is that you actually, like, you know, you're playing in real life, and they just kind of put it in the background. I respect them for doing that. If they made a separate story mode, it would have annoyed me. But no, they just kind of, basically, you play the game, and it's in the background, and if you can ignore it. You can't really ignore it, but you could at least try to ignore it. You can't really ignore a separate story mode because you're just playing the story mode. And, you know, I kind of like playing story modes for games, because story is probably one of my favorite aspects of games usually. Gameplay's second, but like story's first. But I'm kind of glad that they didn't really do much more with it, because I probably wouldn't have been great, considering their track record after Call of Duty 4, which was a great storyline, with Modern Warfare 2, which wasn't so great. Same with Modern Warfare 3. I haven't played Ghosts, but since those guys weren't really involved in Ghosts, I'm not going to say much. So mostly, for the most part, it is an online multiplayer game, and there's when the grunt runs across me and I'm like, what the hell. Mostly it is an online multiplayer game, and I liked where they did that. I think they should have done that, and I think most games that are weak on campaign should just do storyline, because it seems pointless to put in a story. Not to just do multiplayer, because it seems pointless to put in a story on a game that's been known for its multiplayer, even though you can't flesh out both well enough. It's just time limits, time constraints. You can't make both that amazing. And there's bat things around the place, and I think it's because of the wildlife of the planets, and it's just, I don't care about those either. You don't really react to it, you just kind of keep playing the game. And those are the things that weren't really well received with me, mostly because story is like one of my favourite aspects. Story's always driven me to play games more. But it's an FPS. The guns are pretty well balanced. There's loads of different there's loads of different guns, considering most of them are just SMGs, shotguns, and this one smart pistol, which is actually pretty cool. It's like it locks onto them and you can just shoot without aiming down your sight, but it's only really useful if you're very close to the person, so it's like you have to be a bit more tactical. You have to run right up to them and kill them with it, and it's actually pretty snazzy, I must admit. I think it's been in other games, but it's still pretty snazzy. And what was the thing I wanted to talk about? The hype this game got. I think it doesn't really deserve the hype it got. It's a good game, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun playing it, but I don't think it deserved the huge, ginormous amounts of hype it got. Like, the mechs and the FPS standard are very, very well mixed together. Like, they're with rodeoing, where you jump on the mech and you shoot it on its back, that makes, you know, it very simple to kill a mech if you are just a soldier, and if you are a soldier, you know, mechs just run you over. It's ridiculous, and but it's quite well balanced. Like, because apart from having your primary and your secondary, you have an anti-Titan gun. I'm going to call it Titan gun, and it's all pretty well balanced. Now, all in all, I like this game. I think it's very good. I don't think it's worth the 59 quid they're asking you for an Origin. I paid for it on Amazon for 40, and I think that's a bit more worth it. I think it's a bit more of a good price for this game, considering I will probably, I'm gonna go back and playing it more because I actually have had a lot of fun with it. It's gonna be a good. I'll see you guys next time. Feel free to like this game. Feel free to buy this game or like my video and subscribe. If you didn't like it, then I'll see you guys next time. Well, I won't see you guys next time, I suppose. Bye.